Good morning. Tomorrow I'm going to start a playthrough of a dear friend's game. But today, I thought we would do a little cheating in our horrible, terrible desert world. And so that we have created a bunch of peasants, a bunch of not skilled people, because we are creating a family for the king of our civilization. So they all get the last name Warsteel. And we're going to give them a bunch of musical instruments because they have almost everything that they need there. We've sent 2 forts previously. We've sent 2 expeditions, 2 embarks previously. And right now we just want to just set up a nice place. Look, I'm gonna get some hot dogs because it's just kind of funny to me. I spent many years at the Seahawks and the Mariners stadiums dealing with hot dogs. So we're gonna force the dwarves. They're gonna bring all the hot dogs, and that sounds a lot better than Crundle Lung. I think a Crundle is one of those tiny creatures that you see down in the caverns. Stuck up on wine, stuck up on hot dogs. Just bring along some special. We need to lose some more inventory. Because we wanted to bring some nice instruments, but it looks like we're gonna have to lose quite a bit. I don't want to lose all the special ore. Don't need a crutch. Don't need a splint. We can always make one there. Same for those guys. I don't know how to make rope. We'll only bring just enough copper picks. And let's go to instruments. I believe that World Gen creates all of the instruments, so like a Gen Lath. We'll bring one. It looks like it's a harp. We'll bring a Xanig and a Lebad, which are apparently made out of stone. A Lebad and a Zang. A Lebad and a Zang. We got and drums. So let's go with the Tower Cap drum, an Ostab. We got let's go with the chestnut, because that looks like my drum. And drums, I'm just gonna go with a lot of drums. Yeah, we're gonna get all the drums. Okay. We spent almost all of our points. Let's just go get more seeds. And we're gonna... Nobody has any good skills. Novice, not a miner. Novice, not a mason. Not okay. Well, we'll lose that, and we have a competent brewer, a novice planter, and who knows what skills we gave Robin. Robin, who disdains perseverance, disdains friendship, is dutiful, disdains law, and is not greedy. So, you know, like Robin Hood. And we're reclaiming a fortress. And since everybody has some music skill, let's go. This is a place that we've visited a few times, so let's just go ahead and say all of this is ours. And take a brief tour. Starting with the Goose Pond, which it looks like when we left, the dwarves took all the geese with them, so we'd like swans in our little swan pond, but no. Oop, somebody has lost a chest in the time that we've been gone. And here's our gatehouse. And our duck pond. Our first tombs for the first dwarves. I think that there are a few who are unrecovered. So Stoic was one of the first members that we tried to get a family to, and they all perished. It's okay. They have a nice tomb. The first thing that the new guys are going to do is we're going to engrave all of this for them, and maybe we'll create a symbol, but I don't know how to tell the dwarves to engrave a symbol, so we're just going to tell them to do everything. It's like this one was already engraved. Can we take a look at it? Engraved on the floor is an image of a battle axe, and it was a tree hugger because he liked nature, I think. We'll go through and name the tombs later. So we go downstairs from the tomb temple area, and we have a bunch of water that has come flooding in. I'm not sure why, but that's going to probably, yeah, just as soon as the world starts, that's going to flood in. Can we get a wall, like as soon as possible? Let's tell them to build a wall, use the closest material, and let's put a priority on that. Nope, nobody's taking the job. They're Clingy. Why did we name him Clingy? Because he disdains independence. Oh, and we lost him. But he's going down there to try and save the tombs. Because this is some of the original... No, these are not the original. These are the first visitors. We had a lot of visitors. And there are vampires in the world, so I don't trust anybody, even if they're dead, when you look at it. Will we get there in time, or will Clumsy get there in time? Clingy. To save, oh, no. Come on, you can do it. what we should have done is pull the levers. Because somehow something happened and everyone's just doesn't mind it. That's okay. It's not like these guys were important. It would have been nice to save the tomb. Is there a way? Can we cut some stairs in? Let's go up and try to make it as pleasant as possible. There we go. And whoever can get there first. You know, we don't need engraving right now. You guys can stop. Oh, that's no. Oh, but we're through. Maybe we can cut it off or head it off. No access. Too much water. Too much water. No access. It's fun little puzzles like this that make Dwarf Fortress great. Okay, we're waiting for him to build. There we go. Let's see if we can save any of this. Let's put a priority on both, and we'll work around it. But some of these are definitely not salvageable. Oh, there we go. I think we'll be okay as long as nobody gets trapped. Be fine. We'll be fine. Because we still haven't saved the flooding. Okay. Okay, we have. This part is not going to be flooded. We are going to do something here to alleviate that. There we go. At least we saved the tomb. That was more interesting than I was expecting. Has the water stopped yet? No, they're trying, but they're not going to get there. Okay, yeah, he can escape, and we will put a floor because we're just going to forget about that area. And I guess with the remaining water is just going to become mud. So let's see. We got a whole bunch of room for tombs. Let's continue with the tour of the fortress. Going back up to the waiting pool. Here is the waiting pool, which is filling up with water as the game just started. The water is going to slowly drain out. And we're going to put a wall or something here so that won't happen again. Well, everything in here is claimed. And this is the duck area where there should be some beautiful swans. We'll continue this jet walkway around the duck pond. And this will be a nice massive stairwell going up to the 3 entrances. So we have what is supposed to be the nice visitor entrance, and over to the left would be the down to the workstations, and the center one goes to storage. The center is gonna go to the dining hall and the dormitory. So here's where our dormitory is going to be, and our first dining hall, because we haven't done a great job yet. Mostly spent the first 2 embarks getting ready and doing like Tattooed Canyon, just going home for the winter. But I think we're stable enough now that it will be a good fortress that we can get into, and then eventually get the king of our civilization, Vaybok, to move in. He's currently at the other fort, the reclaimed fort. We just haven't found him. He's locked in a room somewhere doing his thing. So where are all of our guys? Tell them all to get busy cutting. Let's see, a pretty easy transfer to come back from a fort that we abandoned. Made sure to give somebody some skills. And basically Samson is going to be doing most of our work. Let's take a look at him. He's good spatial sense, strong and cruel. Oh, I was not aware of that. And their deity is Gymer. So I think right here would be a great area for a little shrine to Gymer. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit further so we can get to. There we go. There's our shrine to Gymer. And it's sandstone. It'd be nice if we could get that to be something a little bit nicer. Where is our workshop? Should be right here. And let's get them to start making blocks. And let's give them a specific kind of block to make. Oh, we're not going to get a lot of choice there. Let's go to the carpenter and just tell them, we're gonna need beds. What kind of beds? We got tower cap, nether cap. Let's just make all the nether cap beds. Oh, apparently we have a bit of a dormitory and dining hall going, but these were supposed to be mostly for our guys, rather than just any visitor. I think that's why we didn't go anywhere, as I ended up making the storage area and the kind of basic living area in the same place. Or I didn't separate them like I meant to. Obviously wood storage and stone stockpile, and our gem stockpile. Let's go ahead and make this one our food storage, so that what food is in there hopefully won't rot. And this is our everything crap. And I believe we have gone down far enough to... Oh, that's just gonna... That whole tomb's just gonna flood. That's okay. We don't need it. At least all of it didn't flood. In fact, we can go ahead and remove a couple of those walls, rebuild this one, and maybe we will go and engrave his whole tomb for Vukar's for being flooded and mistreated so badly. Alright, floodgates closed. Our duck pond has drained, and we don't have any seeds. And here's our little drainage system. It's obviously draining somewhere else. But we can go over here, pull this lever, and drain this little reservoir, which will dump down into here. Now this was the main feature that I wanted to work on with this fort, because I had so much trouble finding water. I started previously finding water in this world. I wanted to create an aquifer reserve, so the water is just coming out of the walls here, and it's quite a lot. In fact, if I shut this, it'll flood up here. Let's give it a shot of just saying, hey, let's give this a floor, and then we'll close those gates. One's open, one's closed. Let's close both gates. Both floodgates, and we'll see what happens if they can get this built before it floods. It should flood pretty quickly because it's generating a lot of water. And because dwarves like mist, I think this is where the nice bedrooms are going to go. So let me start with that, because they're nice. They're going to get wood on the inside, so it'll be one size, one square less than it's looking that we're building out. Just a floodway that goes all the way down and out this hole. So it's continuously dripping. And let us start our garden. I think our nice... there are a few levels up. We are at level 27. That was the wrong choice. I meant to clay maw everything in this room. That's ours. That's ours. That's stone. And I think this little shaft was just trying to get down ahead of some flooding, maybe. Nobody has gotten the lever. Let's put a priority on that. But we've started building the wall. And still waiting on all the levers. Everybody's hauling, I bet. No, planting seeds. Checking their inventory. They're covered in water. Well, that can't be that bad. And let's see, and planting seeds. All right, good job. And then taking a nap. So that just means everybody's happy. It's a rough kitchen area. So let's have them smooth that out. I think the dwarves just are happier when things are smooth. We'll eventually make these single rooms, but I was expecting to get a lot more visitors. The reclaimed fort, the other one, gets a visitor every few days to come in and do monster hunting. And I'm kind of frankly more used to reclaiming forts than building them from scratch. And the runoff from our flood shaft is just going to create a pool. It doesn't seem to have bothered any monsters yet. And let's see, we got growing all year. It's going to fertilize. I don't know if we need to do that. The amount of water doesn't seem to bother them, but they're mushrooms. Maybe they like mud, wet areas, and maybe it's warm. Bottom reservoir draining. The natural aquifer, not. Okay, so now we know where we're at. And it's a shame about all the geese because they were kind of fun to watch. I assumed they would just go wild, but now let's see what creatures are living around. We've got a troglodyte and a bunch of camels and a stingray. That's interesting. I don't know if I've seen a stingray before. But there we go. It's a very empathic stingray. He's not gonna do much. And the troglodyte? Oh, I thought maybe he had gone to the surface, but no, he is somewhere in the caverns, probably wondering why it's getting wet. Oh. He just saw the dwarves and vanished. So he's probably gone back to his caves and gonna let all the other troglodytes know. And that's why that right there would be a good spot for a wall. A wall's not going to do a lot of good, but there we go. It's a pretty well covered cavern, so might actually be a very secure little cavern area. I don't trust a door there. We'll put our door right here, and now it looks like this is pretty well sealed up, except for that, which we will seal up now. And maybe that will pause the inevitable problem that we're going to have with this place is going to flood badly. Yeah, okay. So everyone will be a little bit happier with a wall against the troglodytes. So we're going to put another one so they can't just climb in. And maybe news of the troglodytes will bring in some visitors. Let's go ahead and claim anything that might have fallen off here. Make rocks, construct a building, store items. Looks like everyone has a good workload. We have plenty of food, plenty of drink, and let's go up to find our lots of problems. Here are some tunnels we had tried to dig that immediately got flooded out by the aquifer. Our poor tombs are still filling up. It's a shame we never got that cleared up. We saved most of them. That's the good part. Alright. Looks like the floor has been built over our aquifer reservoir. Let's pull the lever on the drain. For our duck pond. And reclaim all these little bits of stone that just got left over from the previous embark. Okay, back to our current main level. Everybody's busy. I got nothing to say. I'm gonna let this play out, and thank you very much. And I'm working on all these things, and I'm especially apologizing for the click.
Dark forces rise, a siren takes them in, with armor cracked and faces crude. They heed his call and loyalty canned in. From the depths the RM emanates. Return that which was stolen, it always. Return. Bring the one, bring to me. Return. Only then will I get free. With the stench of decay, the heavy dark air, that skull flight forth, bringing forth despair. Twisted minds and hearts and snares, hunting down the precious everywhere. The hunt begins, their master commands. Return to my dark lands. Return. Bring the one, bring to me. Return. Only then will I be free. In shadows deep, the dark lords will. Their mission clear, his voice so still. Return. Bring the one, bring to me. Return. Only then will I be free. In mines so deep and cold, where tales of dirt and rocks unfold, we go down to see the sparkling stones. Underneath the earth we stray, in search of gems that light our way. The dead hours in our hands, they find their home. Dirt and rock and lovely little gems in the caverns where our voices hum, our hearts ignite to the song of mountain babes. With our hammers and our toil, we dig through layers of precious soil to uncover what the earth has let us do. From deep shadows light does lean, reflecting dreams we'll always dream. They forever guide us through the darkened hue. Dirt and rock and lovely little gems in the caverns where our voices hum, our hearts ignite to the song of mountain bays. Deep secrets in the night, we find the treasures out of sight. Oh, oh, they sing in the earth's eternal dance. Dirt and rock and lovely little gems in the caverns where our voices hum, our hearts ignite to the song of mountain bay.